Well, hello, my beautiful gems. Hope you're all doing well. I'm here to do a collective reading, and this is just generic. I've been asked to. Maria, we need your guidance, we need your messages, so here they are. This is going to be generic, and it's going to be for whenever you get to this message, and it's especially dedicated for those of you who have asked me about posting a reading, and for those of you who have been not saying it, but I know that you have been missing me, this is for you as well. And for all of you newcomers, welcome to my channel, The Guided Gem. So let's see what the messages are. All right, great. Let's do this. So I don't know if you guys have been feeling the shift in the energy. And a card flipped here, so I was just looking at it. It's the yellow. Flexibility, adaptability, and personal power. I feel like this is important, but let's see what we have. We have the astral travel. So vital force, information, dream time, soul travel. My beautiful gems, I feel that if you guys have been waking up at the wee hours of the morning, then there is specifically messages that are coming through for you. Now, it could be very scary. I'm getting the word scary for some of you because even though you know or you are probably sensing something, I feel like there's some sort of fear into really tapping into whatever it is that is either waking you up at the wee hours of the morning. Like for some of us, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, anytime between 2, 3, 3:30ish. There is definitely something coming through. Either you are literally astral projecting or astral traveling. And for some of you, it's because you are being nudged by the spirit guides and there's something that you really need to pay attention to. Now, whether it is a message from them directly or there's something in your life that needs attention and you are ignoring it for whatever reason. So pay attention, my beautiful gems, and really, really focus on what that piece in your life is and pay attention to it, okay? Oh my goodness, we have so many cards here. I didn't realize. Okay, so we have the nettle, which is boundaries, caution. Caution is warranted. So whatever it is that you are not taking responsibility on, whatever it is that you are ignoring, I'm hearing red flags. So if you are purposely ignoring those red flags, I think for a lot of you, my beautiful gems, you guys have already been through this. You've been through all of the life lessons and you have purposely gone through maybe therapy. You purposely have gone through a period of, celibacy, or some of you have literally been abstinent in all types of relations, so especially the intimate relations, and because you were learning how to set your boundaries. Now, of course, this is coming to me as one of your challenges, that even though you have been setting your boundaries, you have been trying to heal for a long period of time, now you are ready to step into the new, and yet we are still finding ourselves maybe ignoring some of those boundaries that we set. I mean, it's really hard. Okay, so I understand you, and I'm just here to remind you that there's really that energy. So if you are waking up in the wee hours of the morning, then take a look at your boundaries. Are you ignoring some of the red flags? Are you ignoring your personal self-respect? Okay. So when we say that there's a need for caution, I know you already know. So why are you ignoring it? Okay. So you got to be really, really careful. All right. Then we have the unicorn. It's a beautiful card. I love unicorns. Innocence, trust, and honesty. Now, this card too is part of the challenge. Okay. Now, trust and honesty, to me, has to be earned. Innocence is when you have never experienced something in your life, and if you find yourself in a situation where you then realize that, oh, I shouldn't have, then that's because you were innocent in the situation, right? So it's something that you've never experienced, and you were taking maybe a risk, a chance, and you went with the flow, and then realized hopefully soon enough that this is not for you. But for others of you, it's the trust and the honesty. These are key factors that you need. Those are like non-negotiable factors that you need in any kind of connection or relationship. Now, this is not specifically for a love relationship, but if you want to apply it to your love connections, by all means, this works. Absolutely, it works, right? But it also works for any kind of connection, okay? Connections with, family members. I'm getting family members very loud and clear. So family members, there's an issue where sometimes siblings don't get along, where sometimes parents and children don't get along. And, it is taken for granted that you are supposed to be honest in that connection. You are supposed to be trustworthy, that you're supposed to be, the innocent and the one that is supposed to be the teacher. But in some cases, there is a need to understand that trust needs to be earned, even in family relationships, even in business relationships. You cannot get into a partnership relationship where a business is being formed. Well, yeah, sure, you're going on with the basic factors like trust, communication, and you're going to split everything 50-50 and so on. I mean, I'm not going to go through all of the details, but there is a need for you to still keep those boundaries and to insist and to have proof that they are trustworthy and that they are being honest, and there's nothing wrong with double checking. And if they say to you, oh yeah, I did this, well, until they've earned your trust, then it's okay to feel that discomfort and saying, well, you know what? I understand that I believe that you've done it, but for my own, restful sleep, like, can I just double check, make sure everything is okay? And they should not get offended. They should not say, well, you don't trust me, because as soon as a person says, well, if you don't trust me, then what's the point of this connection or this relationship? Then that to me is already a red flag. Okay, someone who's being honest and genuine should not be threatened by someone who wants to double check whatever they said or whatever they're doing, right? I hope you understand and agree. Okay, so these two cards to me is something that you really need to be careful of. This is something that you need to work with it, okay? And especially if you are getting woken up like at 2-3 o'clock in the morning, then understand that this is probably your spirit guide saying, like, you know what? Do not just trust blindly. Do not forgo any of your boundaries. Do not ignore those red flags. So maybe that is what the message is, right? But for all of you, it could be very, very different. Maybe you are dealing with a love relationship, and even though it is, something new, and of course the trust is not earned, so make sure that you respect yourself first. Now, if a person is trying to be, belittling certain things that are really important to you, I don't want you to ignore that. Okay? So for example, if a person has been ghosting you and then call you like a few days later and say, hey, you know what? I am so sorry. I was in a little bit of a pickle and I couldn't deal with a certain situation at this time. So I just needed my time. I needed my space. And although you can respect that and appreciate that, I feel that they have not respected you in a way where, you would probably worry. You felt like they were probably seeing someone else. You probably felt that they were, just completely ghosting you and you would never hear from them again. Whatever whatever your thought process went through, they had no compassion or empathy towards you, saying, hey, you know what? I just need some space. Give me a few days, or give me a day or two, or whatever it is. Or if you had prior commitments, there was no saying like, I'm sorry, but I can't. There was no consideration about your feelings. There was no consideration about your time, no consideration about you worrying. And to me, that is a red flag. Okay? There is no excuse in the world why a person could not reassure the other person, hey, listen, I need some space. There's nothing wrong with this. Just give me some space. Okay? So that is one example. There's a million other examples. You look at your life, you look at your situation, you look at whatever relationship that is, and make sure that you are using all the lessons that you've learned in the past, and make sure you are respecting your boundaries, and make sure that you do not blindly trust someone, or you do not just assume that someone is being honest. Okay? The proof is in the pudding, my beautiful gems. Okay? And finally, we have the Violet card, which is all about spirituality. It's about wisdom, and it's about humility. And I could not have gotten a better card than this to show the outcome. So if you follow all of this rule, all of this journey, this is what you get. You get that clarity, you get that spirituality, you get that awakening, okay? Violet is the color of connecting to your higher source, right? So it is just perfect. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what? You cross my boundaries. This is a red flag for me and I just need to move on. Or you got to say, like, you know what? This is already like one strike, and I don't know how many strikes you need in order for you to make a decision and a choice in your life. You know, relationships are not supposed to be hard, and I don't care what anybody says. If a person is really truly connected to you, whether it is in business and love or whatever kind of relationship you're connecting with, there is the need to have respect, and it has to be reciprocated. Sorry. So it has to be that equal give and take. It has to be like-minded. It has to be same values. It has to be, you know what? I don't want you to worry. It has to be empathetic. It has to be caring. It has to be compassionate. Okay? Let's go into tarot. And for some reason, I needed to get the Light Seers Tarot for this reading. So I had to go get my Light Seers Tarot. And that is the deck we are going to use today. You guys know that I wait for the guidance from my spirit guides. So this is what it is. And I haven't used this deck in a while. So we need to shuffle her up. All right, spirit team, let's do this. What a beautiful message already. And you know what? I think this is a message for a lot of us, you know, and maybe even including myself. This is collectively. And if it resonates, take it. If it doesn't resonate, let it go. All right, spirit team, let's do this. Whoops. That one went flying. I gotta go get it. Okay, so we have the Fool. You know, for some of us, there is a need to start over. There's a need to take that leap of faith. There's a need to jump off this cliff, and you know what? Don't hold anything back, okay? This is also talking about be careful. You might fall off the cliff, okay? If you are ignoring some red flags, if you are not sticking to your boundaries, to your values, to your set rules, to what makes you feel right, to trusting. You know, sometimes there's this battle between the heart space and the intellect, and it can create some sort of chaos in your life. And this is because you're not trusting yourself. This is because you're not making choices and decisions that is for your highest good. Okay? Because I feel that we've gone through so many life lessons, and it doesn't matter how old you are. And I just saw 1414. So it doesn't matter how old you are, you have learned, you've been hurt, you've been through a lot already. And so do not repeat the same mistakes. Okay? All right. Wheel of Fortune, Two of Swords, Temperance. I love this. And this card that came out is the Seven of Swords. So things are really going to start shifting. Now, depending on the choices that you make, my beautiful gems, there is absolutely a moment in time where things are either going to go great for you, or you're going to find yourself in a situation. Okay? This is not news to you. I know that you already know this, and depending on what decisions you make in your life, in your current situation, the one that you've been questioning, the one that is resonating with you regarding this reading, is where it's going to bring you either in the positive direction or in a negative direction. Okay? Now, there's also a need for you to be patient with yourself. Some of you are just so impatient and just want things to be done, want things to finally work, want things to be easy and simple, and yet you're making choices and decisions that are not helping you. It's like that self-sabotage, right? And Spirit is here to say, hey, you know what? You already know the answers. We are giving you your guidance. We are showing you the way, and you keep going the other way. Why are you doing this? Okay? You are needing to, sometimes, my beautiful gems, it is really important to just simply cut your losses and move on. Okay? And I know that is really hard for a lot of us because we have so much hope. We have so much, dreams, passions. We have so much desire for things to go smoothly, for things to be perfect, for things to finally, be the way that you've always dreamt them to be. And if you look at your current situation, sometimes it's actually not even that. It's just your fantasy. It's not the reality. So there's a reality check that needs to happen here. Okay? And there's really a need for you to be honest with yourself as well. Okay? So again, I'm going to repeat this, whatever connection you are dealing with, and maybe it's just a connection with yourself. Okay? If you think that you are ready to move on and yet you haven't gone through the healing journey, and yet you haven't forgiven someone, or you haven't really dealt with a situation, or have not closed out something from the past, remember, if we don't close out chapters from the past, they keep coming back. Okay? If you don't make a change in your life, well, there's no change that's going to happen in your life. Okay? So there's a need for you to really, really focus and to be honest with yourself. Okay? So there's really something here that is talking about a choice that needs to be made. And depending on the choice that you make, you are either going to see things improving in your life, or you're going to see things getting worse in your life. Listen, it's black and white here. And there's a need for you to cut your losses and just move on. Take what you can from it. Learn, sometimes people come into our lives for a short period of time. Sometimes people come into our lives to teach us something, okay? And if that is the lesson that you needed to learn, and that's all you're getting from this connection, then you know what? Take it, appreciate it, be grateful for it, and move on, okay? Now, if it is a toxic connection and you are just finding all of the reasons why that you should, fight some more and to really fight for this connection, because you have this hope and desire for it to really, really work out, and yet the universe is here and putting all of these roadblocks in your work, in your connection, and you're like, I don't understand, why is this always happening? Well, you're at this crossroad here, okay? And you're really needing to stop ignoring those flags, stop ignoring those messages. And if you are waking up in the wee hours of the morning, confirmation over and over again. Okay? So you need to really take what you got from this connection and just move on. Okay? So like that 7 of Swords here. So they can't take everything with them. Okay, they're leaving things behind. Okay, this is like the self-sabotager. This is like the guy who sneaks, takes a couple of things and leaves the rest behind because they don't have enough room or space or whatever to take the whole thing. And this is like getting away with something, right? So just take what you can and go. And if you got to let go of a business, well, you know what? Take whatever you can, sell whatever you can, make as much as you can, recuperate as much money as you can, and the rest you just gotta let it go. Okay? If it's not working out, if it's not what you thought it was going to be, then cut your losses and move on. Okay? Wow. Alright, Spirit, is there any more messages? Okay, yes. Okay, of course. So we have the 6 of Wands, okay? Victory, victory, victory. And I'm going to call it victory even if you're walking away, okay? Because the Six of Wands sometimes talks about the ego, okay? Sometimes the ego prevents us from making the right decisions in our life, okay? So even though we have the victory sign here, but it's also talking about going on a brand new path with this wand on fire. Okay, it's talking about starting over again. It's starting new. Okay, you've accomplished something, even if you finished a connection or a business or whatever. It is okay. That is your victory because you had the courage and strength to take your wins and let go of the rest. Okay, to settle, to cut your losses and just move on. Okay. And then we have the Hierophant, higher spirituality. This is ascending. This is awakening. This is your higher self. This is really beautiful, my beautiful gems. Oh my goodness, I am just freaking out. And with the Six of Pentacles, it's talking about bringing balance back into your life, okay? I feel whatever connection that some of you have gone through here, it has been like really turning your life upside down. It has brought your life into such a like an imbalance, and now there's this need to bring balance back into your life. And by making this decision, you will get this in return. This is your victory. This is your awakening. This is you being honest with yourself. This is you trusting in the higher power. Okay? Wow. What a reading. Like, wow. Bringing that balance back into your life. Just amazing. What a reading. Let's see if we can get you some advice, and we will leave it here. And we're going to use the energy deck. All right, Spirit, let's do this. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, this is such a beautiful reading. Wow. What is the advice? Healer of the ages. Definitely, honestly, you are on the path of awakening, okay? Healer of the ages is talking about having that power, the energy from our hands, our palms to bring in, whatever actions we need to take in order for us to heal. Now, healing, being connected to our higher self and being also connected to our spirit world, okay? So you are not alone is another message that's coming through. You are not alone. Just call upon your higher self. If you're waking up in the middle of the night, just ask them for guidance and help, and you shall receive. Okay? Let's see if we can get another one. If we can get another advice. Door to personal healing and happiness. Just repeating. Okay? This is the reason why you have to make these choices. This is the reason why you are needing to awaken and to cut your losses and move on. But of course, my beautiful gems, I'm not saying that you need to leave your relationships. You just need to make sure that you're respecting your boundaries. You need to make sure that you take your time to earn the trust, because trust takes time. Okay? Honesty, in order for you to know if someone's being honest, and absolutely you, my beautiful gems, need to be honest as well, right? So if you're not being entirely honest with the person that you're in a connection with, or honest with yourself, okay? So this is all about you and the healing and making decisions that is for your highest good. So if you are in a connection that is for your highest good, just understand, just do like a checkpoint to see, okay, am I respecting my boundaries? Check. Are they respecting my boundaries? Check. Are they, do they have the same values as I do? Go through your list, your personal list that I'm sure everyone has, and see if they meet all of your needs. Okay? And you're going to say to me, okay, well, Maria, like my list is long and I have like maybe 10 check items and there's only 2 that are not checked. Like, what am I supposed to do with them? Okay, great. So you have 2 that you need to still figure out and take your time to see if they can be worked on. Okay? Then you take those 2 items and obviously work at one at a time. So for example, you're not too sure if they are financially sound. Okay? So you're going to take that aspect and you're going to have conversations about it. You're going to see if they are absolutely on the same, page as you. Are they saving for retirement? Are they, do they have a sound financial plan? Do they receive their paycheck and spend it all? And is this something that they've never learned how to save? Is this something that they are willing to save? Have they always been paying rent? Have they always been like living at their parents? Have they, purchased their own home, etc., etc.? That's just an example. You guys figure out what's on your list and go from there. Okay. With the other thing, the other parts that you need to check is the trust, right? Trust takes time. If there's ever an example, then just say, you know what? Oh, I haven't heard from them all day and I'm just wondering what they're doing. And instead of losing your mind and freaking out, wait for it to be revealed. And that is the best, way to handle that situation. Not that you're going to request and have them lie. You're simply going to wait to see what they say when they call or when they message. And you're going to listen to your intuition and trust what you're feeling from what they're saying. And this is how you see if you can trust them or not. Because your intuition will tell you. I promise you that. Okay? So I'll leave it here, my beautiful gems. I hope this is going to help you. And if it does, I wish you let me know by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and especially writing me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So until the next time, sending you love and light. Bye.